A very good evening and a warm welcome to all the crypto enthusiasts. I would like to welcome you all to the land of cryptoverse. I am Rekha Khan, your host for the webinar, and we have with us today Dr. Jubilant, expert on crypto and blockchain, joining us for the event today. Today we are going to be talking about Web 3.0 challenges and opportunities. Now that you have joined, you would notice that you are in mute. If you have any questions throughout the webinar, please write them on the chat section, and at the end of the webinar, we would be holding a Q&A session where all the queries of the participants would be answered by the speaker. From the creator of Odin MCX IEX, here is yet another credible and exchange-neutral platform a user can rely on while walking towards the path of crypto and blockchain understanding. Starting from education to knowledge to latest news, all covered under one super app. Crypto Wire. From a novice to a professional trader, every market participant can have a slice of information readily available on the touch of their finger. Let me first walk you through the world's first crypto university, Crypto TV and Crypto Wire services. We all know the crypto and blockchain ecosystem is emerging at an immense speed, and to keep a track of all the events, prices, news looks to be difficult. So what if we have an app like our buddy who works with us, thinks like us, responds to what we expect? Yes, you heard it right, your own global crypto super app, Crypto Wire. Let me now take you through the app briefly. Let's start with the home page of the app, which covers all the three pillars: Crypto University, Crypto TV, and Crypto Wire. Under the Crypto Wire services, we have rolled out India's first global index, Crypto of Cryptos IC15, yet another feather in Crypto Wire's hat. It tracks the performances of the top 15 cryptocurrencies globally based on market capitalization. Crypto enthusiasts and crypto traders can take the informed decisions based on IC15. Wire Watch. In this section, we can monitor the best exchange to buy and the best exchange to sell a particular cryptocurrency. In the center of the screen, we can also monitor the arbitrage opportunity available between the two exchanges for the same cryptocurrency. There are more than 350 cryptocurrencies listed on our platform, along with 70 plus crypto exchanges worldwide. Coming to Crypto TV, it's an exclusive 24/7 mobile IPTV covering everything on crypto and blockchain ecosystem. It is currently available in 4 different languages: English, Hindi, Gujarati, and Marathi. Now coming to Crypto University, being the world's first digital university to offer courses on crypto and blockchain, we can find the best courses offered by MIT and University of Michigan on just one single click. With this, I would like to introduce to you all our first speaker of the day, Dr. Jubilant. He would be sharing his views and ideas on today's topic. Dr. Jubilant is a certified blockchain evangelist with interest in network security, cyber forensics, and social media analytics. He holds a postgraduate degree in technology, management, psychology, and cyber law. He works as a professor in Department of Computer and Science and lead St. Gitt's Blockchain Lab at St. Gitt's College of Engineering, Kottayam, Kerala. He has published more than 50 research papers in reputed international journals and conferences. Being an active researcher, he has viewed many journals and international conferences. He is also a certified trainer at Wipro, Infosys, Oracle, Junior Chamber International, and various professional forums. He is also the mentor of 5 successful startups and security of Indian Society for Technical Education, St. Gitt's Chapter. Join me in welcoming Dr. Jubilant for today's webinar. Hi sir, how are you?
Yeah, Yeah, it's a great opportunity for me to associate with the wonderful Crypto Wire team. And thank you, Rega Khan, for the wonderful introduction.
We are honored, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and here we will be discussing about the Web3 challenges, opportunities, more into blockchain, cryptocurrency, etc. Where we will be sharing our knowledge, sharing our ideas, and we'll be having some fruitful discussion by the end. Basically, when we think of Web 3.0, surely we should have an suggestion or good idea on the means Web 1.0, and we'll surely think what Web 2.0 is. That is the sophistication and the rapid dynamism that characterizes the ICT have necessitated the need to leverage the latest discoveries in searching, tracking, as accessing, disseminating, and sharing from the global information network, as well as connecting with people and communication communities for basic mutual benefit. And the World Wide Web has made possible instant linkage of information resources and people on the cyberspace. Here, it began with an advent of Web 1.0, and here this is a system of the interlinked hypertext documents throughout the internet. And also, it was a read-only platform, basically had focus on one-way communication. It is only possible. And the users were allowed to search for the information and read the same with a little interactivity and contribution on the content. And also, it was aimed at providing online presence of requested information through the website only. And the improvement on this phase resulted in the emergence of Web 2.0, where it happened in 2004. And this version fostered a truly virtual global community where the users would share, interact, and collaborate with each other on the social media platform. And how the birth of the networking sites like Facebook, Orkut, YouTube, Flickr, Twitter, WhatsApp, etc., which are very common here. And here, as the result of the technology has been described a versatile tool for the internet, marketing of the products and services. And it followed the rapidity of the very highlighted development in the programming world, where John Murkoff moved with a new idea of Web 3.0 in 2006. As really, when we discussed with Web 3.0, it is a centric delivery of the patterns which relevant to data and provide end users basically on different platforms and the devices in the most usable manner. It has the ability basically to arrange the information from multiple sources and also establish semantic relationship between the available content. And also it ensures seamless accessibility, searchability, availability, and also the usability. It allows interoperability with other devices like tablets, smartphones, desktop computers, iPad, and also it supports offline use of consumption of downloaded data, therefore making it possible the exploitation of information, and also when even in the low bandwidth condition. And here in this Web 3.0, it's a vision of next phase internet development as we just discussed. and also imagines very decentralized ecosystem based on blockchain technology base. It would allow to make a departure from centralization of multiple mega platforms and corporations in dominate ecosystem currently and propagate claim six what's through thorough in the internet for today, along with the revising endorsement of democracy. Yes, we what we do basically in 3.0 is prospect believes it's wrong with today's online ecosystem, I think. And also, Web 0 or Web 3.0 is the latest internet technology where that leverages also, as I discussed about the basic new technologies, including the blockchain, AI, and also it means it more initiates the real world human communication process. And basically, icing as an icing on the cake, that the Web 3.0 is not only allowing the individuals to own their own data, but they will compensate their time also spent in the web. Yes, basically, when we start with, we will be discussing how we can explore and exploit the advantages, the benefits of Web 3.0, and also how we can directly work with its implementation using the blockchain technology. Yes. We are all familiar with the word blockchain and cryptocurrency, but some of them are not familiar. What is the relation with blockchain and how it is connected with cryptocurrency? It is very similar like the egg and the chip problem. We have always a condition which is younger, which is older, the egg or the chip. Similarly, but the blockchain initiated with its first interruption, which happened in 2009, when Satoshi Nakamoto introduced Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency. And that cryptocurrency, its technology was taken, it was improved, and it was improvised for making a new technology with new concepts and finally new delivery. Yes, whenever a technology should be successful, surely it should have something new to add into the system. In the ancient era, when the wheels were introduced and invented, surely it prevented or it overcame the locomotive gap. Yes, huge substances were taken from one place to another, and it was mass movement of documents. But there many materials were happening where it improvised the facility and the efforts of many people. And again, in 14th century, by the invention of printing press, the knowledge gap was overcome. Surely, many books were available all over the world at a cheaper and affordable rate, where anybody can acquire knowledge with that document provided by those books or papers, or with the printed document. And as you know, in 18th century happened the Industrial Revolution because of the inception of the steam engine. Yeah. The Industrial Revolution happened, and with the help of the steam engine, many locomotives, many industries came up, flourished, and things, including many materials, were available all over the world in a very cheaper rate. And again, we are all familiar with internet revolution, where we are all sitting at our comfortable area and hearing with our own personal devices and also communicating each other at present, sharing our knowledge. And this happened because of the internet technology, which surely overcame the distance gap. All this happened. What gap is blockchain technology going to bridge up? And again, what is it influencing on Web 3.0? Yes. As this diagram, as this slide indicates, it overcomes the trust gap. Yes. With blockchain technology interrupted in Web 3.0 or 3.0, we have to overcome the trust gap where it overcomes or creates reduce lot of headaches between people, between industries, between countries, and between organizations for connecting each other, knowing that they are communicating with a trusted device. They are providing a trusted agreement. Yes. In the past, in the coming few minutes, they will be discussing how it is possible with the most simple possible. But I should commend you that about $100 trillion are communicated or connected every year just for the business of trust. So what is the importance of trust? Yes. We are all connecting each other in our social platform, social media platform. We all know that people who are not knowing to each other will always have a threat to interconnect with each other. And again, during each election, many parties will be coming up and providing us or fascinating us with many of their vibrant things like they will be providing this to, they will be providing 15 lakhs rupees to each people. Yes. But we should think, is it possible? Yes. We should have to know whether it is each comment provided by the political party, it is going to happen or not. I was just telling an example. And again, during the advertisement, many companies will be providing us with various fantasy offers. Are we thinking that all those things are going to happen? Yes, we have some doubts in which all things are really happening, which all things are not happening. And again, finally, if we are transferring money from one person to another, how are we going to trust the person at the other end if we are not personally known to each other? Anywhere there is a deficiency of trust, where we are in coming time, we are trying to identify how it can be overcome. Now, we are all familiar with the ledgers. Yes, when we discuss about ledger, we will be telling about money coming in, money moving out, etc. Is it the only area where we are having ledgers happening? Yeah, I don't think so. We have a wonderful house over here. Yes. We are discussing, I am just putting before its ledger now. As you see in the specific slide, you can see that there are many things, many transactions happening regarding the house. And in this first transaction, as you know, it is sold to the first owner. And again, it was made 20K improvement in the next transaction. And in the third transaction, again, it had some other approval available. And the fourth transaction is again sold to the second owner in 1989. And there is a negative issue in 1992 as a fifth transaction. That is, it failed an inspection. And in sixth transaction, it was sold to another owner. And finally, in 2001, in the eighth transaction, it had an electrical fire. Yes. In the all set of 8 transactions, we can identify that there are 2 negative transactions happening in 1992 and 2001. All other things are all positive. And if you really want to make these transactions, all these things documented in a normal ledger, there is a big chance of manipulation. That is, for example, you can cut the fifth transaction and rewrite in 1992, you are putting a new chimney over it. Yes. Now you can identify that this is tamperable. Yeah. Now, this makes a normal ledger with zero trust, where you really want to overcome the issue. And in the case of blockchain ledger, you are having some more components included in it, and it happens in the basic digital format. In the case of in the 1976 first transaction, along with the previous all documents entities, you are adding 2 more entities, including who is involved in the transaction, and you have an encryption key. Yes. Here, builder is the person or entity involved in the transaction, and you will be having all these data encrypted in the final entity where you are keeping that value encrypted. And in the next transaction, again, you are having the next transaction with owner included into that. Owner made that 20K improvement, and you are encrypting that value. But apart from the first transaction, you are adding the encrypted key of the first transaction along with the data encrypted with the second transaction. Yes, there is some change happening in the second transaction. That is, you are encrypting the value of the second transaction along with the encrypted key value of the first transaction. And what is this encrypted key value? It is a 32-digit number or 64-digit number or 128-digit number, a sequence of numbers where any change in any of these encrypted data happen, that value will be changed. That specific encrypted value will be changed. Because of that reason, if you are making any changes in this first transaction, automatically, since that encrypted value is reflected in the second transaction, you will identify that change has, second transaction will identify that some change has happened in the first transaction. And in the case of third transaction, you will be having the encryption key of the second transaction, where the second transaction key already has holding that encryption value, key value of the first transaction. So any changes happening in the first transaction will directly reflect in the second transaction. And because of the reflection in the second transaction, it is going to reflect in the third transaction, because the key value of the second key is going to come in. Second transaction is going to change if you are going to change the first value. If the value of second transaction is going to change, automatically it is going to reflect in the third transaction, where such transactions make a chain of communication. And here, this is the pictorial representation of how you are interconnecting those blocks in a chain link. Here, the first block is known as the first transaction. It is known as the Genesis block, where there is no hash value available. Okay, it is having only encrypted key of the current transaction. And from next one onwards, you are having the hash value directly interlinked with the previous transaction, which makes sure that it is working interlinked and one. So blockchain functions in a chain mechanism where you are already going to connect it in a systematic order where you are going to change it properly. And if any changes happen, you will be having a blockchain ledger which bursts, or I just tell that it is bursting, but it is informed to all that the change has already happened. And this all makes the system immutable. That is, any change happens, it is available or connected to everyone. And here we can discuss about distributed ledger in a bit more wonderful way, which I have to discuss. Yes, Web 3.0 is directly linked in blockchain because of this distributed ledger system where you are going to identify how it works. We can discuss about one of the favorite films, Titanic, which we are already, almost all of us have seen. And in the case of Titanic, everybody has seen at least one copy, which is having billions of copies distributed all around the world. And when I saw that film, unfortunately, I left that portion where Jack is meeting Rose for the first time inside the ship. Yes, they met inside the ship for the first time. And it's a wonderful scene where we are all enjoying that very much. And I am discussing at in my office with my friends regarding the story. And in between, I left that wonderful scene and I'm telling some other things, blah, 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 blah. And my friend, one of my friends is interrupting and stop, Jubilant. You have missed one of the wonderful scenes over there. I told him, no, I've seen it fully. I've seen completely, but I didn't see such a scene. But many of the people around me who have already seen this film, they are telling me, Jubilant, something went wrong when you saw that film. You have to go and see it once again, because there is a wonderful scene when Jack meets Rose for the first time. Sorry, I'm having some issues over here regarding my Anyway, we'll proceed. And here, while meeting Jack, while proceeding there, we will be discussing regarding how I am forced to correct myself. I'm forced to correct myself, and I understood that there is a change, or there is some things went wrong when I saw that film. Yes, and coming to the point directly. Yes, I should tell that because many of my colleagues had a copy of this system, this film, I was able to identify that there some changes happened in between. Yes, and that is because the film was distributed with millions of copies, and almost all of my friends had seen that film. And similarly, you have to distribute those documents in Web 3.0 and in blockchain to different entities. When we consider about this house, which we previously discussed, there will be many entities available like builder, owner, asset, real estate dealer, government people, insurance people, contractors. Many people are interoperating in this system, and everybody is having an encrypted copy of this data. Where if any changes are happening in any one of the entities, then the other people will be intimating that, sorry, you have to stop that change because we are having the real copies with us. Have you understood the concept where you are having the decentralized? Yes. And when another transaction happens, you are putting all above it where distributed systems will manage and interoperate with each other. Yes, and all the new blocks which have been kept upper and above and above, everywhere you are going to store it in an encrypted manner so that no personal data is shared to any other. So just identify and understand the security of Web 3.0 by the interoperability happening in the blockchain. And in each transaction happening in blockchain, there will be some consensus algorithms working in between, where if you have to add into that specific block, that people who are, those entities who are there should agree. That is, if you have to add something into a new block regarding the house, the government facility should approve, the real estate dealer should approve, the insurance people should approve, and all the entities related, the owner should approve, all the entities related to them should have to approve, so that there will be a systematic procedure which is more reliable than the existing system has. And here, in the wonderful diagram here, Ali pays Bob 3 bitcoins, Chris pays Doris 2 bitcoins, Ed pays Fred 2 bitcoins, and finally, many are paying with different people. So I plan to reward myself with 25 bitcoins, where it was not approved because there was no consensus available. So this is the security happening in the case of this system. And this is how a tamperable and centralized system in a normal ledger moves and improves itself to an immutable distributed system where trusted and it is immediately recorded and it is easily available, that it moves from a zero gap to wonderfully into a abundant trust. And here, when coming to the decentralized in Web 3.0, you have a wonderful image out here of Encyclopedia Britannica. Unfortunately, the new copies of this wonderful set of books are not available in any of our libraries, just because it stopped its printing the new edition few years before because it was wonderfully replaced by another concept of Wikipedia, which we all use for any information we require. Yes, when we are comparing this Encyclopedia Britannica to Wikipedia, we have to move to a library where this book is available, and we have to search all those things and identify what is to be taken. But in Encyclopedia, in the case of Wikipedia, we have latest updates of any documents available in the system, including who won the IPL yesterday. Yes, every small changes will be easily identified and updated because more than 2.5 lakhs volunteers are working with Wikipedia. But only 4,000 people were dedicatedly working for Encyclopedia Britannica every year, and it had to provide immense money to have one set of encyclopedias copies for us to be taken with us to the library. Yes, it only happens because of the decentralization, where people together improves, make changes instantly, and drive to a new technology where knowledge revolution is happening dynamically in the case of Wikipedia and some similar substances. And that makes an added advantage of new technology over the old, very distinct system of Encyclopedia Britannica. Yeah, as you know, many people are interacting with each other any moment to make sure that you are providing decentralized mechanism when compared with Encyclopedia Britannica. And here you have a decentralization to make it to the largest level from the most integrative server mechanism, client server mechanism, where all the documents and data were processed with the help of means all set with the help of a single server, which now overcame to a one global blockchain where you are decentralizing and providing all the data in the systematic way where you will be provided with a reliable set of information, reliable set of data, which makes the changes means centralized, means in the case of means very decentralized, immutable, and transparent. Yes, because all the individuals, all the entities interoperating with them will be having an encrypted data with them, where you are identifying that any changes happening in that will automatically directly interrupt in the hash value with the data you process. And this made a large blockchain hype in 2021, where it also improved the values of cryptocurrencies in the end of 2020 and the starting of 2021. And this hype will surely indicate in this graph, where it is a comparative study provided by the group Google from 2015 to 2021 in the case of blockchain, artificial intelligence, and cyber security, where both these cyber security and artificial intelligence will be provided a steady growth surge, right? Where Web03 included by the blockchain will surely providing a large number of much rich data. And as we discussed in the initial stage, the first cryptocurrency was provided in the white paper in 2008 by Satoshi Nakamoto. This is the white paper. And now, with the help of programmable blockchain and interoperable systems, blockchain on the wings of Web 3.0 has improved to a next level, and you can identify the wonderful histories of blockchain revolution and evolution in these diagrams, where we are not discussing much regarding that. Yes. When we come to the actions based on the Web 3.0, we should have to discuss many of the things happening in a small handful of winners in the technological industry. We can discuss about the Meta and Amazon, the two names dominating the closed and centralized ecosystems of the present. In many ways, they serve as the gatekeepers of the intermediaries to the peoples of digital lives. Because of the network effects of the platforms accumulate a critical mass of users, competing against them is incredibly challenging. and even if somewhere to develop a superior product. People who want to particular fully in the society feel compelled to join basically into the platforms of Meta or Amazon. The recommendation systems produce product features and the community guidelines that profoundly shapes what content people consume in their daily life. And the actors determined enough to figure out how to use them most effectively and disappropriate the influence. The centralized ecosystems also additionally implies that these gatekeepers can gather and involve the tremendous measures of the individual's data in a way the individual users have restricted command over. And these are the basic challenges we face in Web 3.0. And such an environment is powerless against the abuse. And also under this model, the platform feels pressure-free to design their services in the way that you can maximize the engage and tracking, and also design the choices not in always aligned and the best democracy out. And how Web 3.0 will fix any of these challenges available? Yes, the defense conduct that the Web 3.0 offers the structural changes which render an inaccurate issue of the present online ecosystem globally upsetting. As we discussed, Calvin Wood sometimes described the father of Web 3.0, explains that the platform and apps would built on Web 3 basically won't be a central goalkeeper, but it is rather by the user. Yes, we can fix that issue because the users are going to make the changes in the system and not a single player is involving in the game. And this it's conclude. And it's by the blockchain infrastructure, the same technology that undergirds the cryptocurrency in the web security and the distributed across many devices, there will be a requirement of huge privately owned data centers instead of we are providing centralized mechanisms available. Anybody with the same means or specialized skill can make their gadget a hub in this framework. And such a design also reduces the risk of massive data leaks because of no longer it is centrally stored. Okay, how could we Web 3.0 regenerate the democracy and overcome the deadlocks which we discussed in the case of these two use cases? Yes, prophets of Web 3.0 believes it could regenerate the democratic values of both internet level and the social level. Yes, it is argued that Web 3.0 is interaction of the internet and will be structurally more democratic and free than it came before. The security and privacy of blockchain technology that undergirds Web 3.0 and serves as an in-country check that is against the government overreach or coercion. And in its decentralized engineering mechanism, it will advance and privilege of the people over generally strong entities by giving the clients more decision over how they associate in that web. And here, the one person, one vote principle of equal representation will supposedly be make it happen in the case of Web 3.0, and very specifically designed tokens model will be used for the powerful applications over here. And make of the, in the case of further strengthening with the Web 3.0 standard, it can be applied in the manners that shape our disconnected lives. These are redesigned in the case of social orders and also with our political development. And also, in the case of many cases of liquid democracy, which we already discussed, an ideal mix of agent and majority rules of government and direct majority rules that can be applied in a direct or systematic manner, where never again will residents need to put trust on possibly corrupt politicians to represent their best interest, to have the worry on popular registration being blocked from the vote. Instead, many systematic methods can be overcome in the case of Web 3.0. I was just discussing about this for an idea on how we should improve, how we should initiate the security mechanisms, blockchain interoperate in the case of the technology, as well as we will systematically go with the mechanisms where more initiated things will happen in a very secure manner, which directly improves the system in a more transparent way. So surely blockchain and the system will improve, overcome, and make it dynamic with the new technologies available. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was a great presentation. We really appreciate the time you've taken out and sharing with us the viewpoints on today's topic. I would also like to thank all the wonderful audience who have shown interest in learning and making informed decisions before entering the crypto market. I would now request Dr. Jubilant to kindly address the few questions that we've gotten today. So can I start? So the first question that I've got up is, what opportunities does Web 3.0 bring to the booming startups in India? There's a lot of startups coming up. So opportunities can we foresee?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question, and I think I got a full tools so that I can work it well. Yes, basically, as we discussed, one of the most disruptive problems with the technology space is regarding the centralized mechanisms where many components directly interoperate, and the security in this interoperability is very low. Here, as the new tech means, as the Web 3.0 emerges, there is a lot of new vision in technology which comes up, including in the automobile sector, in the designing sector, in the business sector, in the mass marketing sector, and all the sectors where we come across. Surely more interoperable, interdependable, and secure systems will be evolving, which directly supports the new technology and new products to emerge. Yes, those who are focusing on new products, that will surely will be a better option to grab the prey as soon as possible. Yes, it's high time to intervene in the startup sector, not only in India but all around the world.
Well said. Thank you so much. Second up, we have, how can Web 3.0 benefit the education sector?
Actually, it can directly influence the education sector in a very good sense. Yes, when we are all in this system, just let me be a teacher speaking to all of you. Okay, And in here, when a person logging in with a fraud credential, okay, he's creating some problem inside this room that will disturb the whole show. When we come into this system, when we implement such mechanism, surely individuality will be preserved and individuality will be maintained and identity will be a big factor. Not anyone and everyone can jump into a sector and jump into a scene and make anything possible or anything happen in the system. Yes, it is going to directly influence in such a way. Again, in the means we are all familiar with the different types of. We were going for different types of certificates, certification courses in between. Yes, just after many courses, if any person is directly producing one of the fake certificates for getting oneself employed, but if it is linked with a blockchain, if it is in Web 3.0, you are directly going to identify in within a fraction of a second which is correct one and which is a fraud one. Similarly, any sector, these type of issues can be directly overcome.
Okay, good. Uh, so in continuation to this, there is a question which has come up. In which industry will Web 3.0 be most useful according to you?
Yeah, regarding that, means even though we can tell that when the finance industry is one of it, because many of the frauds we are directly seeing day by day, and means in
Right.
India it's a big thing because of the big financial frauds happen in the past few years. We can tell that is financial industry is one of it, but I will never, being a person who is dipping into it. It depends upon it depends upon the people's perspective to identify, because in any industry where reliability is a factor, trust is a factor, identity is a factor, including, and we are traveling from India to USA. Yeah, we are it will be in tourism industry, but if I am taking a fraud passport, if I am fake passport and traveling from India to abroad, if it is linked into Web 3.0, if it is connected with a database integrated with blockchain, it is going to create a lot of headaches for the people who are doing such issues in the system. So, including finance, it is a direct effect for many of us. Many supply chain is also another thing where a lot of forgeries are happening in between. If you are transporting some food materials from one place to another, where adulteration is happening in between. Okay, so even though the question can ask me such a question, so there is a chance of a question in that, but still, in any factors which we are entering into, according to our perspective, there may be having much changes. But directly for me, being a person directly influenced by the financial sector's issues, so automatically I will tell that is my answer. But for the other person, it's not that.
Right, sir. Very true. So next, the last question that we would be taking for today is what are the prerequisites for using Web 3.0? Are there any prerequisites for using 3.0?
Oh no, oh no. Since we are already into this technology, automatically for while using our web apps, while using our browsers, we are into it. Yes, it's all a platform where we are automatically sailing about. We didn't use not technology to use means we were initially using an HTML browser, something like Netscape in the initially. Now we are using Google Chrome for doing something. Yes, so we are building anything and everything about the platform where we are using it. So the person who is using these security mechanisms sometimes may never know that he is already using it, or but the people who are making it, who are into its technology, will be surely jumping into it with higher enthusiasm and higher responsibility.
Right, sir. Very true. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. It was great interacting with you. I welcome all the crypto enthusiasts to download the CryptoWire app today and be a part of the global learning. We would request all of you to please share your valuable feedbacks on the session. Request you to kindly fill the feedback form and process the same. Thank you so much for attending the webinar. We hope all the participants had a great time and most of their queries were cleared by Dr. Jubilant. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to interacting with you further.
Thank you all. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too, sir. Thank you.